Pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today it's week 4 and we've got what should be a great one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jameis going to look to throw right away. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
On third down, Winston. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And some room to work. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 37-yard line. Sliding out of the pocket. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Saints at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you guys had a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
10 yards, good for the Saints, first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge game, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On second down, Kamara. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. From the red zone now, Winston. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A nice pickup there, 10 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jarvis Landry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Fielded just outside the goal line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Hey, we're good.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Winston now after the fumble recovery. He gets this one to Johnson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Credit Zadarius Smith able to get through and make that tackle for a loss. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They run it again with Kamara. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
That's 2 really good stops in a row. Back-to-back tackles for losses. I mean, let's face it, they are locked into what they're doing offensively. And now they've earned the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, haven't they?
Yeah, and offensively, they're going to have to do something else because the run game, at least on this drive, isn't working. Winston to the sideline here on 4th down, and Will Lutz gets set for a New Orleans field goal try. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their 1st turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Hawkinson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Throwing, Cousins. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. On the move past the 40. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering just how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats says 21.8 miles per hour. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot, in a double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
That's good for 28 yards. Cousins. Adam Thielen, back-to-back catches. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. They'll look to run with Nwangu. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kene Nwangu, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Joseph connects on the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Jameis to throw it. And this one's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Throwing, Winston. And that is incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Winston. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Two things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on fourth down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And taken at the 46. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And just 1 tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. Cousins on first down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. It's 2nd and 9. Here's Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Third and long for Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. On play action, Winston. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cousins to throw it. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. Play action now. Cousins. And a dangerous throw there. Incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Cousins again. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Alontae Taylor brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. There are times to run that fake, and there are times to not run it, and this, without question, would fall in the latter category.
Well, I don't know about without question, but I think we should look at the analytics on this one because, oh, yeah, the analytics say, yeah, without question. You should have gone ahead and punted the football because Now, not only did you not get it, and you really had no chance to, what a short field that you turned the ball over to the other offense.
To throw again on second down. Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. On 1st and 10, Winston. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. To throw, Winston. They'll roll him out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw taken in by Hockenson here. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. To throw is Cousins. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. To throw, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And here's Ryan Wright now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punch coming in, I don't have a return punch, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are about whether you should fair catch it or not. But sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. T.J. Hockenson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. A short kick taken. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use. And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked off by Lewis Seed. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Following the interception, Cousins. Hawkinson crossing the middle and bringing it in. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Throwing is Cousins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
Downfield throw tip, but he's still got it. Touchdown, Vikings! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From way up at the 23. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Winston, he's going to air one out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Andrew Booth picks it off. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
First down, here's Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Well, a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Cousins. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first round.
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Cousins now. Flushed out right. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. One of those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And look at this, another fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. How about that for a call? Leading in the second half, fake punt, but this one's going to work against them.
And, partner, I love a fake punt as much as anyone. In fact, I might love it more than other people, but in this case, probably a step too far because not only does it not work, but look at the field position they gave up after the attempt.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Winston. Pressure comes, and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Cousins on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And oh, he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. Under pressure, and down he goes. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. To try again after the sack. Cousins, open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Here's Cousins. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. Touchdown! Dalvin Cook, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Pete Werner. And now look at him go. The 40, 30, the 20. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math, but don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at the 40. Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away, and that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Oh, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Try to stay with it.
That's true. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And my goodness, another interception. Andrew Booth picks it off. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick-6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really, you're almost at the point of no option. You have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense call, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
And they turned the pick-6 into a pick-8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
From the 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And that last pick-6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Oh, this may be a free play for Winston. He's going to let it go again. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. On play action, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. Stiff-armed him. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Winston now to throw on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. The offenses have success. You could say they've run wild a little bit. Time for the defenses to get into the act, and one does here.
Nothing like a little bit of revenge for the defense. They've had to deal with it all game long. Both offenses going up and down the field. How about it when they take the ball away and take it to the other end zone? Well, I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Yeah, that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. This offense so far on third down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Finding space at the 40. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Winston. He's going to take another shot here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Play fake. Winston. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
4th down, Winston. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Room here to run. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 33 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Now Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on it.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty. Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston, he gets this one to Johnson. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. From the red zone now, Winston. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jarvis Landry with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints get a bit closer. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for two. Winston to throw for it. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Lewis Seen. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for two, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give him a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rally. Exactly,
and getting back there, making the tackle, and not giving up 2 points themselves.
It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause of the action. A timeout here defensively. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On third down, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield.
Now they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And that is incomplete. Oh, my goodness. He was in his own zip code, but somehow could not look it in. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back, because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Out to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way.
Now Cook hit and he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Cousins here to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Pretty secure lead, but what's the harm in adding another touchdown, right? At least that's what they were thinking on that snap. But if he wants to add more points, got to bring the throw down just a little bit and keep it in the end zone.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. This is taken just shy of the 10. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe... And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Play action now. Winston. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is...
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing here, Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the